For the first time since the Maple was formed, these two storied rivals face each other outright for the Maple Championship. The Peddie Blair football series is the oldest private secondary school football rivalry in New Jersey, playing football games since 1903. There's no waiting around for wins and losses. This one is for all the marbles. And with that, I bring you the Strive presentation of Blair versus Peddie football. I am Sam Super. With me is Nati Akaola. And we are bringing you this stream live from Maurice P. Shuman Stadium in beautiful Peddie School, Heightstown, New Jersey. We're going to start off first by going into the coach's corner, and we're going to take a look at Frank De Laurentiis, 17-year head coach of Peddie football. He's a math teacher. He has a lone Maple championship in 2001. He also has a Hank Johnson Memorial Trophy for Recipient of the Year. He brings you a high-powered Peddie school with a record of 5-2. Last week, the Falcons stopped the Hun Raiders' two-point conversion to capture a dramatic 21-20 victory and stay undefeated in the Maple League championship race. At 5-2 also, we take a look at Coach Jim Stone, his 20th year from the Blair Academy. Jim Stone last week won a highly contested game against Lawrenceville 24-14 to set up this unprecedented end-of-the-season Maple League championship game. He's the athletic director, head football coach, head baseball coach, and you see some of his accolades below. He has 3 undefeated seasons, 6 Prep A championships, and 5 Maple League championships. Our player spotlight of the game for Peddie is Dominic Borelli. Dominic Borelli, the Clarksburg, New Jersey native, is the do-everything stud for this Peddie team. Dominic Borelli, aside from his physical skills, which are clearly amazing, he's a vocal and emotional leader. He's encouraging, disparaging. He likes to be hard on himself, but that's good because the kid has a lot of talent. And on the other side of the coin for Blair is Kyle Jasic. Kyle Jasic, since becoming the starting quarterback third game into the season, is 4-0. He's committed to play baseball for Lynchburg, and really once they made the switch from Demetrius Dalteris to Kyle Jasic, you saw a completely different offense for this Blair Academy team. Now, in the backfield, you have 2 of the best running backs in the state of New Jersey. You have Ontario Taz Bateman. This kid is lightning in a bottle. He does everything for this team. He's a multi-dimensional back, capable of taking any run to the house. An explosive athlete, he makes quick cuts on the dime and turns upfield in a hurry. Currently, Taz Bateman leads the team in rushing yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and all-purpose yards, as well as being second on the team in tackles. On the other side of the ball is Jesse Flaherty. Jesse Flaherty, a postgraduate from Red Bank Catholic, comes from an extremely great pedigree. His uncle is head football coach for the Dallas Cowboys, Jason Garrett. His dad played at Holy Cross, and his brother plays at Princeton. He's an outstanding kid and a great player. He is a typical lockdown corner, and he takes out the best receiver every game. On the season so far, he has 122 carries for 678 yards and 12 TDs. Next, we're going to go into what we call our Gone in 60 Seconds broadcast. Well, we focus on 2 of our heady speedsters for this team, Mike Ferrero for the Peddie Falcons, and Demetrius Dalteris. Demetrius Dalteris, a Cornell commit, has 3 interceptions, 3 tackles for loss. This kid is a great athlete. He started off as the quarterback, but then after 3 games into the season, they made the change so Demetrius can go back to his more natural position of playing wide receiver. Another point to make about Ferro is this kid is a ball hawk. He has exactly a nose for the football and outstanding IQ. So far, he has 4 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, 1 safety to his credit. One of the interceptions, actually, he returned 45 yards for our touchdowns against Poly Prep. Okay, this is it. This one's for all the marbles. Maple League championship game, Hun versus Peddie, and we're bringing it to you live from Strive.
I took physics honors with Mr. Wilson my junior year. We actually had circuit boards with little light bulbs in them, and we would learn how to make the lights brighter and dimmer based on the types of connection you made. And it was really cool to do it yourself. I felt like an electrician. I've taken Miss Barragona's drawing class every semester I've been at Blair. When I first started drawing, I would just draw the symbols I had in my mind. And she really teaches you to look at things and see things the way they are and draw exactly what you see, which actually I felt like it affected more than just drawing, because then when I was looking at things all over the place, I felt like I was looking deeper.
I also learned from Mrs. Sykes how to draw on what you see around you to sort of influence and integrate it into your work. I just made a teapot and I used a letter from the Cambodian alphabet as the handle because they're just such beautiful shapes.
When I first signed up for Techro, I knew practically nothing about building things. The set last year, it moved back and forth, it turned, there was a chute for people to go down into the box that we had built. There were 4 sides, they all meant different things. There were things that slid out onto stage and then left stage, and I learned so much. Not just about which wrench is which, but kind of how to attack a situation.
Miss Barragona does a very good first assignment. She tells you to draw an apple, at least to ignore any preconceived notion of how things look.
To see all the different colors within one shade of red or within one apple.
Okay, and we're back here from Strive Network. With you is Sam Super doing play-by-play commentary, and we're going to bring in our color analyst, Nati. Nati, what are some of the keys for the game today?
Every single game, so if they can continue to do that throughout the remainder of the day, I can see definitely success on that side of the ball. And as long as they don't allow themselves to get let up or they get outscored in the fourth quarter, I think they'll be able to bring it in. I still like a lot of key players that are on the Peddie side. Very strong players. Got a great natural instinct for the ball. It could be an exciting game. I have to put the favor into Peddie's side.
Yeah, certainly a well-contested game. You got 2 teams undefeated in Maple League competition, both set the same record, 5-2. What I'm really going to look for is Blair Academy runs the wishbone offense, and they have 2 great running backs in Taz Bateman and Quashay Hendricks. Quashay Hendricks, a little bigger of a running back. You probably know him from working at Hun.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's a really big guy, and it's great to have a size like that coming out of the backfield. Can create a lot of holes, especially at the high school level. I'm looking for an amazing kid that likes to hit. He likes to make plays for his team and lays it on the line.
Yeah, he's certainly not afraid of contact. I like to describe Taz Bateman and Quashay Hendricks as kind of the smash and dash from the Pete Carroll days when you have Lendell White and you have Reggie Bush.
Absolutely.
And it looks like Peddie is back to kick it off to Blair. Kicking is number 4, Clancy.
Got a shallow kick.
Shallow kicked. The ball goes to Taz Bateman.
Go.
And the ball is going to be placed at the 32-yard line. First down, Blair Academy. Blair Academy, of course, runs a wishbone offense. You're going to see a lot of different movement out of the backfield, sometimes 3 different backs there. You're going to see a lot of read option. Look for those with this new quarterback, Kyle Jasic, who's really coming into his own during this course of the game. Jasic lines up. He's got Bateman. He's got Hendricks behind him. The give is to Hendricks.
Met right at the line by an overwhelming force.
First guy there for Peddie is number 77, David Rislick, a name you're going to be hearing a lot on the defensive line. Coach DeLaurentis talked a lot about how Peddie's D-line is really the key to this team, and it really is all about Rislick and Marlik Toure, a senior from Bronx, New York. 2 guys to look out for on the D-line. So Jasic lines up under center. The give is to Bateman. He is met immediately by a slew of Peddie Falcons, including Marlik Toure again. It's going to bring up in 3rd and long.
Again, a host of Falcons on the tackle, led by Crowley. Malik Torrey.
Crowley also in there on the tackle, number 61 from West Palm Beach, Florida. Could be in the South Florida weather right now. It's a little chilly today.
Definitely cold in the booth up here.
Dalteris, the wide receiver, down at the bottom of your screen. You got Bateman lined up in the wide receiver. Hendricks behind him. Play action pass. The throw is to Bateman.
A little long
and
interception.
it is picked off by Jesse Flaherty. And right on cue, Jesse Flaherty, our lockdown corner, makes a key interception to start the game.
Read the play very, very well. Never got sucked in. Got right into the zone and found a spot for the ball.
Yeah,
Great job.
Yeah, Jessic overthrew Bateman by about 5 or 6 yards there, and it's a perfect position for Flaherty to make the play. So that's going to send up Peddie with the ball on their own 33-yard line. Excuse me. 10-21 in the first quarter. Barilli hikes the ball.
It's going. It's keeping it. Fouls a hole.
Makes a cut. Brings it up to
Nicely
the 40.
done.
Brings it up to about the 50-yard line. So the read option doing wonders for Barilli in this offense. He fakes the pitch, takes it himself, and gets about a 10, 15 yards for a first down.
Wonderful blocking up front by those wonderful linemen. And if they're going to get hustle like that out of them all day, you should expect the same results.
Yeah, really, the read option, it's great and all, and you can freeze the defenders, but if your O-line isn't blocking anybody, then it's not going anywhere.
Tight end your way.
So Barilli running the shotgun set. Got Flaherty lined up behind him.
Motion.
Number 80 goes in motion. And the give is to Flaherty.
Good job.
He gets about 3, maybe 4 yards. Should be about 2nd and 6 coming up. Tackle made by Andrew Parsons, number 10 for Blair Academy. And Andrew Parsons, a name we're going to be saying a lot during the course of the game. Andrew Parsons plays multiple roles on this team, including running back, linebacker, and he also takes punts. So that's one name we're going to be hearing a lot during this game. 2nd and 6. 9:15 in the first quarter. Maybe look out for an option on this play. And they fake the give, and Barilli takes it himself.
We got to get our hands out a little bit wider.
He gets about a yard, maybe 2. Brings up 3rd and 5. Under 9 minutes left. Tackle made by Quashe Hendricks. And Dalteris helping out with the tackle. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Falcons. Got number 21, Preston De Laurentiis down on one side, Carson Vey on the other. Barilli lined up with 2 backs behind him. And the pass is to Preston De Laurentiis, and he gets to the 39-yard line for a first down. Nice. And we got the replay right here on the pass. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. We'll come back to that replay. Nice quick decision from Barilli. He knew what the down and distance marker was, and he got it to his wide receiver with enough space to get a first down.
Move Kai out a little bit.
So now we got fullback lined up in the slot, 2 wide receivers. Barilli in the shotgun set.
We're going to get him wide.
We got Shelton, number 80, the tight end in motion. And there seems to be a penalty on the play.
Trips to that side.
So we got an illegal motion on Peddie. Let's bring up about 1st and 15. So that's going to bring up 1st and 15 with about 7:46 in the first quarter. Peddie has De Laurentiis at the bottom of your screen. Carson Vey at the top. Shelton's in motion.
Move out more, Ty.
Barilli hands the ball off to Flaherty. And he takes it up to about the 43-yard line. Nice little run from Flaherty, about 6, maybe 7 yards on the gain.
It's a great pickup.
Yeah, it really creates a more manageable second down for you when you're looking at 1st and 7, 1st and 6 instead of 1st and 15, 2nd and 15. So 2nd and 7.
Trips over here, trips.
Peddie going with trips on their right side. De Laurentiis on the left side. Barilli rolls out to his right. Looks downfield.
Oh, decides to
makes
keep
a cut. Gets about a yard, maybe 2. Good coverage downfield.
It's a great testament to the defense to be able to force that.
Yeah,
pass.
Ben Castle, number 8. It looks like they were trying to go to the tight end there, out on the right side, but it was well covered by Ben Castle. So they'll bring up 3rd and 7. 6:40 left in the first quarter. Still no score. Peddie versus Blair. We'll see what kind of third down call Frank De Laurentiis wants to do on this play. So we got trips to the left side. We have De Laurentiis lined up on the right side. Flaherty the back behind Barilli. Number 9, the fullback goes in action. The hand is to Flaherty.
And he
gets
gets
a cut, and he takes it to the 30, to the 25-yard line, where he's gang tackled by a number of Blair people, right at the 30-yard line.
Great play called out there by the coach. Waited for a soft defense in the secondary. Everybody's backed off. Went right up the gap, and that's always going to happen.
Yeah,
nice pickup.
Yeah, on a play like that, obviously you're expecting pass on 3rd down. So nice change of pace call from De Laurentiis.
Way to trust the backfield.
Your running back certainly loves calls like that.
He's definitely a game player.
So Barilli lines up. Fullback to his left, running back behind him. He throws the ball. Incomplete, intended for number 21, Preston De Laurentiis. Looks like he threw it probably to his wrong shoulder on that one. Maybe would have had him on the outside, but we'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Falcons with 5:42 left in the first quarter. Peddie methodically driving downfield thanks to their running game. So it was 2nd and 10 for Peddie. And the throw is deep to number 18, Carson Vay. Almost picked off by Bateman. Vay actually turned into a DB on that play. He had to avoid the interception from Bateman. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10, 5:35 left in the first quarter. So what kind of play are you looking on 3rd down here, Nati?
I'm looking to at least flood the zone here, but it looks like they're going to go straight up.
Looks like you got one-on-one coverage with De Laurentiis on the right side of the field. The fullback, number 9, goes in motion, and the handoff again is to Flaherty on 3rd down, and he gets close to the line. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like from here about a yard short.
You're definitely
flag down on the play.
Legal motion on the Falcons.
So Peddie, for the 2nd time this drive, gets hit with an illegal motion. Most likely number 9, Joey DeCristofaro, with the illegal motion on the play. So we'll see what Blair decides to do on this. If they decide to reject the penalty, it'll bring up about a 4th and 1 from the 15-yard line. And the penalty is declined. 4th down. So we'll see what kind of play call.
4th and 5 for the Falcons on the Blair 15.
Excuse me, 4th and 5 on the Blair 15. So we'll see what kind of call Preston De Laurentiis Frank De Laurentiis wants to make on this play.
Looks like they're going to go for the extra, the PAT here.
Got 5 on this side, 9 on that side. 9's quarterback's holding.
So about a 32-yard field goal for Peddie for number 4, Dylan Clancy. Kick is up.
No good. No good.
And it is no good. Looks like it might have been tipped by either Quashay Hendricks or Demetrius Alteris on the right side of that.
Sometimes it takes a little adjustment getting used to the ball being that cold out there. Ball's a little bit heavier on the foot.
Yeah, it is. The football is going to be a little harder than it would be usually on a nice day. It's probably the same thing goes for the field, but definitely a good series by Blair. They didn't give up any points on the missed field goal, so now Blair gets the ball on their 20-yard line to start. 5:16 left in the first quarter. Jasic lines up under center.
Same side of the ball.
Yep. The give is the Bateman. He gets about a yard, maybe 2 on the play.
He's got a great burst.
Okay, so they give him. So the extra effort gets back. The extra effort gives Bateman 5 on the play, and he brings up 2nd and 5 with 4:50 and change left in the first quarter. And the give this time is to Hendricks, and Hendricks breaks free, gets about down to the 43, maybe 44-yard line. Nice effort there from Quashay Hendricks.
Finds a hole, gets low, and just keeps driving forward. It's a great run.
And that's really the change of pace back that I was referring to earlier.
Absolutely.
You bring in Taz Bateman, he gives you all the speed, all the smash, all the dash, and then you bring in Quashay Hendricks, and he rams it down your throat for 15 yards. So Jasic fakes the ball to Hendricks, hands it off to Bateman this time. He gets about 3 yards on the play, bringing up about 2nd and 7. 4:15 remaining left in the first quarter. As you see here on the replay.
Taz definitely does a great job of bursting through that gap and finding any little bit of yards he can get.
So the replay showed a nice play by Hendricks as it go under 4 minutes. And Jasic gives it again to Hendricks, who gets about a yard.
Hendricks on the carry. Brought down by David Rizlick.
Brought down by David Rizlick and Marlik Torrey. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 with 3:35 remaining in this first quarter. Ball on the 45-yard line. Looks like closer to the 47-yard line, excuse me. Ball on the 47-yard line, about 3:20 left remaining in this first quarter. We'll see if Blair wants to run the ball on 3rd down like Peddie's been doing. And that's exactly what they do. They give it to Taz Bateman. And great play by Mike Ferrero, number 12, to break through the line and get Taz Bateman in the backfield. So there ends up being a loss of 1 on the play from the do-everything Ferrero.
And that's what you got to do defensively when you have a great backfield like that. You got to get them stopped before they get their motors going.
And Ferrero, of course, is the guy we talked about earlier. He is just, it seems like wherever the football is, that's where Mike Ferrero is going to be. And he just makes another play, great play, to stop the speedy Taz Bateman. And so Blair decides they're going to go for it on 4th and 5, excuse me. And it's a fake punt, fake to a real punt by Jasic. And it is down to the 35-yard line by number 66 for Blair, Mike Schiffert.
Down at the 20 by number 66, Mike Schiffert. Will be 1st and 10 for the Falcons on their own 20.
Excuse me, that's the 20-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 20 with 2:20 remaining in the first quarter. And Pettie's going to get the ball back. Looking to capitalize on this drive, which they weren't able to last, missing that field goal. So we got De Laurentiis and Vey, the wide receivers on either side. We got Borelli lined up in the back with Flaherty. The give is to Flaherty.
He just keeps those legs moving and keeps driving, keeps fighting for yardage. Got to respect a player like that.
Yeah, he certainly churns his way downfield. The tackle was made by number 10, Andrew Parsons. Gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Under 2 minutes remaining in this quarter. The running game's been working so far for Peddie. They might as well stay with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's absolutely correct.
Borelli back to pass.
Finds
Looking
it.
for De Laurentiis.
Back shoulder pass. Oh, great coverage.
Yeah, great coverage on the play by Ben Castle again. Really, a better throw by Borelli maybe gets there. You get the first down, but there was too much hang time on that ball. Maybe the wind has something to do with it. It's a little colder. It's a little balmier here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So 1:33 left in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 coming up. Blair on their own, Peddie on their own 23-yard line. Obvious passing situation here, but Peddie has already shown in this game to run the ball on obvious passing downs. The tight end, number 80, Shelton goes in motion, bringing trips to the left side. And Borelli again gives the ball to Flaherty. He tries to get to the outside.
Swarm.
And a
defenders.
swarm of Blair people on the tackle there. Number 51, Neil Putman, one of the people in the pile for Blair Academy. And it's going to bring up 4th and 6 with just under a minute left in this game. Peddie looking to punt the ball.
It's a great job by the defense there.
Number 21, Preston De Laurentiis, punts the ball downfield to Bateman, and Bateman watches it go out of the bounds.
Yep.
De Laurentiis' punt goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. The Buccaneers will take over.
So the Blair Buccaneers will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. So here we go again for Blair Academy. The give is to Bateman.
He's got separation.
Yeah, Bateman gets to the outside, gets to the 50, gets
He's
to the
fast.
40, gets to the
He's
30,
driving.
gets to the 20, cuts
a
back,
move.
makes another move. 10, 5, touchdown Blair Academy. What a run from Taz Bateman.
Nice.
No flags on the play. Looks like clean to me. And it looked like he was going to be out of bounds right around the 10, maybe 15-yard line. He takes a quick cut to the right side and brings it all the way in for the score.
Just a testament to a tailback that knows his field, knows where he's got to be, makes a great stop, and just makes a great athletic move for the punch for the score.
So here comes Bateman. He's going across the 50. Tries to get to the outside like most speedsters do. And then it looks like he's going to get tackled around the 15, maybe 20-yard line. Does a quick cut. Pretty much gets Preston De Laurentiis out of his shoes and takes it in for the score. So here comes Mike Park for the extra point. This is no gimme here. Blair's missed a couple of these in the season.
Penalty on the play.
Penalty on the play. Probably a
It's just a
false start or illegal motion.
That was a great adjustment on the offense to see. They noticed the defense in that overload side. They kept punching to the right side. Made a nice little cutback. Made a lot of real estate.
Yeah, so Blair Academy definitely, they had been pounding the rock inside, a lot of inside runs, stuff like that. Quashay Hendricks didn't see what he liked in there. Peddie crowding the box with 6, 7 men, and then he just takes it in to the left side, all the way downfield for a score. So here comes Mike Park for the extra point. Oh, and the snap is bad, and Jasic takes it. He looks.
Oh.
Intended for Dalteris. Play broken up by number 10, Lucas Niglio. So the score is 6-0 Blair Academy. Extra point, no good. And that's what I was just talking about. That's happened to Blair a couple times this year. Special teams in a game like this might come back to be very important towards the end of the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to be able to finish, especially after you score.
Yeah, Frank Beamer, it seems like it's made an entire career out of just doing special teams for Virginia Tech. So it's definitely something that is worth noting and very important throughout the course of this game who wins the special teams battle. And right now, that looks like Peddie's winning with avoiding the extra point there. So about 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Peddie's going to have number 22, Justin Blankson, and number 17, Brad Ryder, back to return the kick.
Kicking off for the Buccaneers is senior number 3, Mike Park. Back to receive for the Falcons, number 17, Brad Ryder. Number 22, Justin Blankson Fix.
So Mike Park back to kick.
Another shallow kick.
And
finds a little daylight.
Yeah, it is picked up by Brad Ryder, and he brings it up for about 10, maybe 15 yards to the.
Pick it up at the 20, took it across the 30, will be first and 10 for the Falcons on their own 32-yard line.
So the ball goes to the 32-yard line, and that's where Peddie's going to start their drive, down 6-0 with 31 seconds left in the first quarter.
And if they get up there, then they can step down. It's easier to step down than it is to worry about being reached. Let's move our hands out even wider.
So far, a stagnant offense for Peddie. They've been able to run the ball consistently, but not much out of the passing game. And of course, that missed field goal. Borelli takes the ball, looks back, scrambles, scrambles,
turns
pressure by James Atkins, and is forced out of bounds by number 10 for Blair, Andrew Parsons, on the running back keeper.
I think it was 6 or 7 on the play. Brought down by number 10, Andrew Parsons.
Pickup of about 6, maybe 7 yards. Should bring up about 2nd and 3. We'll see if Peddie wants to run one more play before the end of the quarter.
2nd and 4 for the Falcons.
Doesn't look like he looks very comfortable back there in the passing game. Hopefully he'll find his feet, get set, let his receivers get their routes, and find himself a nice little passing.
Yeah, and part of the problem with him not being able to get that time that he needs is the great D-line of Blair Academy, especially led by James Atkins and Will Cooley, 2 players you can be hearing a lot of through the course of this game.
Oh, yeah.
Timeout on the field.
So we got a timeout on the field, timeout Blair, and we're going to go right back. This is the Strive Network.
And 0-1. This one is crushed.
Fires and scores!
Driving to the left, spin move, and there it is.
Forget about this one.
Puts up a floater, high off the glass.
Welcome back to the Strive Network. Sam Super along here with Nati Akaola. And we're bringing you the last 22 seconds of this first quarter between Blair and Peddie Falcons here from Maurice P. Shuman Field. So Peddie, 2nd and 4. Borelli lines up in the shotgun. Gives the ball off to Flaherty. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Takes the ball up for a first down, where he is met by a host of Blair Academy players, including J.V. Lewis and Quashay Hendricks also involved on the play. So with that play, it's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter in this game. 6-0 Blair over Peddie, and this is the Strive Network.
But I think the greatest thing is that each teacher I have is different. I go from my singer scores, which is really interactive and really enthusiastic, to my English course, which is really kind of soft and reflective.
I used to always believe that it was a means to an end before Blair. You're the high school and then college and then you're the job. Find some happiness in between. But I found happiness within knowledge.
Blair is one of the most respected boarding schools in the country.
Our classrooms are active places.
Our education has fostered intellectual initiative and persistence.
We read closely, think clearly, analyze quantitatively, communicate effectively, and broaden our understanding of the world.
We learn what we live.
When Mrs. Pagato is standing on the box and she's conducting us, she really translates how to play it. What I want to do is get better to be a part of an orchestra, learning how to blend together, becoming one giant instrument.
Welcome back to the second quarter of Peddie versus Blair. And so far, a pretty good contest between Blair and Peddie. Low scoring affair, 6-0 Blair Academy. And Peddie starts off with the ball at their 47-yard line. Borelli scrambling downfield, doesn't see what he likes, brings it up for himself, takes it about to the 45-yard line. Quashay Hendricks gets credit with the tackle. The gain is 7, so it should bring up second and 6. Sorry, excuse me, second and 3. 11:53 left in the second quarter.
Same thing, same look. He's still on the nose. He didn't go.
Peddie line up with the Cristofaro, the fullback, and Flaherty, the running back. And the give is to Flaherty. He breaks one tackle, takes it for the first down. The tackle for Blair made by number 76, Big James Atkins, the 6'5", 253-pound senior, getting looked at by a lot of colleges, as is other members of this team, including Dalteris, who's committed to play football at Cornell, and Taz Bateman, who I'm sure can go to any school he wants.
Especially after a run like that.
Yeah, that's for sure. So 11:28 remaining in the second quarter. 6-0 Blair. Borelli looking deep. Sees the flare out to number 5 Flaherty. Flaherty breaks the tackle by Parsons. Keeps going. Takes it about 15 yards for a first down. Flag on the play, though. This might be coming back.
Very unfortunate. Quarterback might have hung that ball out there a little too long, but just an attestment, number 5. Flattery just being able to take a hit, being a very strong athlete, and being able to drive forward for some yards. Fortunately, it has to come back.
Yeah, Parsons read the play perfectly. He was there to make the tackle. It's just Flaherty is an athlete, and he was able to break it and take it for a first down. But, you know, penalties will kill you, and this one certainly cost Peddie a first down. So that's now the third penalty on Peddie so far in this game, and it's starting to pay dividends, especially for this Peddie team that has looked sharp in the running game. So 1st and 20 now for Peddie. Flaherty takes the ball. He gets a yard, if that. Tackle made by number 51, Neil Putman for Blair Academy. So no gain on the play. 2nd and 29 coming up for Peddie.
Great job by the D tackle there, just to get through and fight off some of these big interior linemen Peddie has.
Yeah, on a play like this, obviously you're looking slant, you're looking screen, you're looking to get your athlete the ball in space and see what he can do with it. We'll see what the call is. Borelli takes it, and nothing is there for him. He is met immediately by Big James Atkins, right on cue. We say his name again.
Doesn't look like you're going to fool the defense much If you stay too one-dimensional, they got to start making some completions in the air. Give these tailbacks in this backfield a little bit more room to run.
So James Atkins, an active first half so far, and it brings up 3rd and 29 with 9:30 remaining in the second quarter. Still 6-0 Blair. We'll see what Peddie wants to do on this play. Borelli rolls out to his left, looks deep, throws it. Dangerous pass to Carson Vey. Broken up by number 32 for Blair, J.V. Lewis. J.V. Lewis, another player having a good game so far. And that's going to bring up the punting unit for Blair with punting unit for Peddie with 9:19 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, but JV and Parsons were too close. He needed to get over towards the edge. Yeah, JV was in the middle of the field.
So 4th and 29 right now. Back to receive the punt for Blair is the ever so dangerous Taz Bateman. De Laurentiis with the punt. And it doesn't get very far. Ball looks like it's going to be down around the 45-yard line. We'll see what the official spot is. So, 1st and 10 on their own 42 with 9:08 remaining for the Blair Buccaneers. We'll see what they do on this drive. I would expect a heavy dose of Taz Bateman on this play. Pretty much any play. If I have him, I'm going to use him.
Motion.
So here comes the motion, and the pitch is the Bateman. He catches it for one hand, takes it from the 40, takes it to the 50, takes it to his own 40, cuts back to the 30. He keeps going down to the 25. Truck sticks someone to the 20-yard line where he's brought down by, seems like everybody on the Peddie's team. First one there, David Rizlick, number 77. And on the replay, here comes Taz Bateman, catches a bad pitch, tackle almost made in the backfield, takes it from his own 40, own 50, doesn't see what he's like, cuts it to the other side of the field. It's like this guy's playing in a video game, looking at him. He does some incredible things. Hasn't been a back for Blair this dynamic since Dion Lewis was playing for them. Quashay Hendricks with the run up the middle. He takes it down to the 12-yard line. Another nice run. Mixing it up with the big back this time, Hendricks. Gain of 7. So, going back just to show Taz Bateman here. 1,000 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns. You can make that 13 now with 5 interceptions for the Inglewood, California native. So 7:57 and change remaining in the second quarter. Jasic back. And the play is deflected. Intended for Dalteris. Number 9, Joey DeCristofaro, batting the ball down with a J.J. Watt-esque type of play. 7:50 remaining in the second quarter, 3rd and 3. Not very many passes so far from this Blair offense. Got the freshman Justin Nance in the game. And the give is to Bateman, who is met in the backfield by number 12, Mike Ferrero. 7:30 and change. 4th and 2 for Blair. And it looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field. Coach Stone trusting his running game here. We'll see if he goes with that. The wide receivers are Justin Nance and Ben Castle, with Bateman lined up in the slot. Bateman's in motion. The give is to Bateman, and he takes it to the 5-yard line. First down, Blair. So a little misdirection on that play, Nati.
They did a great job. Trusted his offense, keep the momentum on their side. Keep their tendency to outscore their opponents in the first half, and I think that's why they went for it.
So 6-0 Blair. Just under 7 minutes in the second quarter. Blair first and goal from their 5-yard line. Got Bateman and Hendricks back. Hendricks gets the give, and he is in for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Touchdown, Quashay Hendricks.
And you know it's coming. I mean, they're going to give it to the big guy all the time, and you know it's coming, and he does it in great fashion.
So we see here on the replay, just give it to your big guy and tell him to run straight up the middle. Nothing doing it for there on that. 6:47 remaining in the second quarter, and it's 12-0 Blair Academy at this point in the game. Extra point, of course, they just missed, so we'll see how they do on this one from Mike Park. And the kick is good. So that sets up 13-0 Blair Academy with 6:47 remaining in the second quarter. And we will be right back. This is Strive.
But I think the greatest thing is that each teacher I have is different. I go from my singers course, which is really interactive and really enthusiastic, to my English course, which is really kind of soft and reflective.
I used to always believe that it was a means to an end before Blair. You go to high school and then college and then get a job, find some happiness in between. But I found happiness within knowledge.
Blair is one of the most respected boarding schools in the country.
Our classrooms are active places.
Our education has fostered intellectual initiative and persistence.
We read closely, think clearly, analyze quantitatively, communicate effectively, and broaden our understanding of the world.
We learn what we live.
Yeah, so we're back in this game. 13-0 Blair Academy with 6:47 left in the second quarter as we look at the player bio for Quashay Hendricks. Now 8 touchdowns on the season. This kid, man, when you have these two running backs, it's very hard to lose games. And Mike Park kicks it off. Oh. It is caught by number 17 for Peddie, who brings it, Brad Ryder, who brings it up to about the 35-yard line. Maybe 37-yard line.
Let's see if this Peddie offense can get some momentum their way and get a score in.
Yeah, so far Borelli has been shut down. The running game's been there, but there's been nothing so far in the passing game for Peddie. Nothing from Carson Vey. Haven't heard De Laurentiis that much at wide receiver. The Tenafly, New Jersey native. We'll see what we have going on here.
Get out wider, Tuck. He's on him.
We got Vey lined up down low. The fullback, number 9, to Cristofaro. The give is to Flaherty.
Good job, James.
He makes a cut, goes right upfield, gets about a yard, maybe 2 on the play.
Jesse Flaherty on the carry.
Jesse Flaherty with the carry. Jesse Flaherty, of course. Jason Garrett's nephew. I myself am a big Cowboys fan, so I appreciate Jesse Flaherty in this game. Not too excited for them to play the Saints this weekend, but we'll see what happens with that. 6:10 remaining in the second quarter. And a so far Blair dominated affair. 6 minutes coming under. 2nd and 8 for Peddie. Borelli back to pass. Doesn't see something he likes. Scrambles. Gives the ball to Flaherty in the flat. He takes it on the sideline and brings it for a first down to the 45-yard line. And on a play like that, Borelli didn't see anything downfield. He didn't see anything in the running game. So that's why you trust your running back and you do the check down.
And it's going to happen. It's going to distort your vision. I mean, the D-line is getting in there, getting great penetration and forcing the quarterback to kind of roll out. And it's just forcing that. Good thing he has Flatley back there.
And Flaherty on the replay here makes a couple people miss and brings it to the outside where he's forced out of bounds by Taz Bateman. So 5:47 remaining in the second quarter. 13-0 Blair. Borelli looking deep.
And throwing into double coverage. Oh.
Preston De Laurentiis couldn't come down with it.
Just couldn't quite hold on to it.
Double coverage by number 8, Ben Castle and number 32, J.V. Lewis. You know, J.V. Lewis, a name that hasn't been mentioned much in other Strive broadcasts, but he's been very active for this Blair Academy team so far in this game. He's had a couple nice bat downs, saved some catches. Good game so far from J.V. Lewis and Ben Castle. A good game from Blair's defense overall. Okay, so 2nd and 8, 5:40 remaining in the second quarter. Flaherty with the give. He takes it up the middle for looks like about 7 yards. Should bring up 3rd and 1, maybe 3rd and 2. 5:27 and ticking remaining.
7 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Falcons.
So it's 3rd and 3 remaining for Peddie to get a first down. 5:10 remaining in the second quarter. Vey and De Laurentiis, the wide receivers. Flaherty gets the ball. Takes it up the middle.
On a second effort.
Yeah.
See where they mark it.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting spot because Blair obviously saying they don't have it. Peddie thinks they do. Flaherty didn't have it on the first effort, but then that second effort really got him close to the line.
Officials timeouts to take a measurement.
And the officials will take a timeout to measure this football. 4:38 remaining in the second quarter. We will take a quick commercial break. So we measured the football. Peddie ends up getting the first down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 with 4:30 remaining and time clicking. Peddie gets the ball on their 40-yard line.
Much needed to keep this offense going, get their motor going.
Yeah, it's really important here that Peddie ends up getting some points because who knows if they'll get the ball back again before the end of the half. Flaherty gets the ball.
Oh, he finds some
takes
space.
it, finds a hole, takes it, fumble, ball out.
He's got to find out if he was down.
And it is recovered by number 20 for Blair. Neil Ring with the recovery, knocked out by Taz Bateman. Right on cue, Taz Bateman again, making his presence felt. Flaherty breaks the tackle, gets to the outside. Bateman doesn't give up on the play, gets a nice hit on him. Ball is fumbled and recovered by Blair. So just that we were talking about that, Peddie needed to come away with some points before the end of this half. It looks like Blair's just going to run the ball straight upfield until the second half ends. They get the ball 13-0 on their own 15-yard line. And Jasic gives the ball to Bateman. He is met at the line of scrimmage by a couple Peddie Falcons. Number 50, Marlik Toure on the play. And Joey DeCristofaro also on the play. So it looks like they give Bateman 2 yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 8 with 3:40 remaining in the second quarter. 13-0 Blair still. No need to take any chances here. Your running game's been working for you. Might as well keep going with it. Jasic takes it. Keeps it on the read option. Brings it up close to the line to the first down marker. Looks like it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Gain of 8 for Jasic. So 3rd and 1 with 3:06 remaining in the second quarter. And they give him, looks like they give him the first down. So referees talk it over and give him the first down. Under 3 minutes remaining in the quarter. Blair looking very content to run the ball until this half is over. And the give is to Hendricks. Hendricks is met by everybody wearing a Peddie jersey. Preston De Laurentiis in there. Mike Ferrero I saw. Rislick also in on the play for Peddie. 2:20 remaining in this second quarter. Still a very manageable game for Peddie. You figure you're only down two scores at this point. That point extra ends up being a big deal, or it could be a big deal later in this game, depending on how it goes in the second half. You got to think Borelli's got to answer at some point in this game. So they do a fake pitch to Dalter.
Finds him.
They get the ball deep to number 8 for Blair, Ben Castle. Great idea. Pass incomplete from Jasic. So that brings up 3rd and 9 for Blair Academy. Deep in their own side of the 50-yard line. 1:51 remaining. Peddie gets a stop right here. They'll get good field position with enough time to maybe get a field goal. Jasic back to throw.
Oh.
Looks for the screen. Can't find it. He is hurried by number 9, Joey DeCristofaro. Jasic throws the ball out of bounds. We'll see if he gets intentional grounding or not.
Pass incomplete. It'll be 4th down for the Buccaneers. 1:44 left in the half.
Looks like there was intended wide receiver, so he won't get the intentional grounding, but Blair will look to punt the ball on 4th and 9. Back for Peddie, number 5, Jesse Flaherty.
Great job by the defense.
Yeah, Peddie did their job. They give up a bad fumble, and then they come back.
Touches him.
Oh, the ball is touched by Peddie.
That's unfortunate.
So Peddie punts the football. It is touched by a member of Peddie, more than 10 yards downfield, and then it is recovered by Blair's number 5, Chris Wilson. So Blair, in a sense, just throws the ball 30 yards to themselves.
Just doesn't seem like whatever the call was to get out of the field and out of the way was ever called. Fortunate.
Yeah, if you see her on the replay, usually when you get a punting situation like that and it goes close, you say Peter or some sort of word. You see Flaherty doing the hand signals to stay away, but, miscommunication from the Peddie special teams, and it leads to Blair keeping the football further downfield. So Blair gets the ball again. 1st and 10, 1:34 on the 40-yard line. New breath of life for them. We'll see if they can capitalize.
Different formation.
Jasic looking back.
Oh.
Ooh. Intended for Dalteris. Looks like a mix-up between Castle and Dalteris, and Dalteris drops the football. Jesse Flaherty near the play, number 5 for Peddie. And you got to think Dalteris has to have that football.
Oh, absolutely. Touches your hands, you got to keep it. It's your responsibility as a receiver.
So 2nd and 10, minute 28 left in this first half. Bateman gets the football, and he is met immediately by Lucas Niglio.
I love this Peddie defense. They just keep going. It doesn't matter what happens before them. They have a short-term memory. They just keep fighting. Great stops by that front.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. Peddie's defense is keeping them in this game, especially its D linemen. DeCristofaro's having an outstanding game. Marlik Toure is also playing great. I asked Coach De Laurentiis about Toure, and he said the kid has been lights out for them all year. He said he's their most important player on the defensive line. The Bronx native, he had 2 sacks against Lawrenceville. So he's really just been active all year for this Peddie Falcon D line. David Rislick, of course, another member of this vaunted Peddie defense. He's got offers from such big schools as Duke University. So we'll see. 3rd and 10 right now, minute 12. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and be right back on the Strive video network.
I took Blair Academy Singers with Miss Hilton. She'll have us walk around the room to the rhythm or the beat, and if there's another rhythm going on from another section, we'll tap it on our shoulder at the same time, or really try to understand the movement of the piece through our bodies. We have competitions with the other sections. Sopranos.
So welcome back. Minute 12 left in this second quarter. 13-0 Blair Academy with the ball. 3rd and 10 on their 40-yard line. Big possession here for Blair. The give is to Taz. He shakes and bakes a defender, brings it up to about the line of scrimmage, gets maybe 2 yards on the play.
Brought down by number 50,
Marlik Toure on the play.
4th down for the Buccaneers.
And Blair
4th and 8.
And Blair punts the ball again.
We have a timeout. Take over a second.
Peddie calls their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Peddie calls their 3rd and final timeout of the half with 45 seconds left in the second quarter. So this Peddie-Blair football rivalry has dated back since 1903. It's, as mentioned earlier, it's the oldest private secondary school football rivalry in New Jersey. And the only time that the entire series has been interrupted was 1944 for a polio epidemic.
Oh.
I know you care a lot about the polio epidemic of 1944.
I do.
And if you look at the series record, it's actually fairly even. Peddie has won this contest 48 times, Blair 54 with 5 ties. So it's pretty even affair, I would say, over more than 100-year history of the schools. Of course, last year Blair won the contest 41-21. And I was able to speak to some of Peddie's parents earlier today, and they were explaining to me the rivalry. And every year from 1903 to 1988, the headmasters had a football, and whatever won the game got to keep the football for that year. And it wasn't until 1988 when they created the Potter Kelly Cup, named after the two former headmasters of Peddie and Blair, respectively, that they decided to make an entire cup out of it. So just a little tidbit of information for you as Jasic punts the ball to Flaherty. And the ball is downed by number 8 for Blair Academy, Ben Castle. So since 1988, the Potter Kelly Cup represents the highest ideals of sportsmanship and competition between Peddie and Blair. And the winner at the end of the whole day gets a cup based on all the sports that have done throughout the day. And the last 3 years, that winner's actually been Blair Academy. So I don't know where the standings are at this point. We'll have to get that for you in a couple minutes, but it ends with this being the last event. And if you could tell from the huge audience and the alumni affair that this is a sight to see. So Borelli hikes the ball, scrambles to his right, doesn't see anything he likes, tiptoes at the sidelines and gets out of bounds about the 43-yard line with 30 seconds left in the second quarter. 13-0 Blair Academy again. Still 30 seconds left in this ball game. Gain of 9 for Borelli will bring up 2nd and 1 for Peddie.
Officials timeout for measurement. 30 seconds remaining.
And there will be a officials timeout as they come and measure this football. We'll see what the call is on this play as Peddie people jump over the chains. And it looks like it's going to be short of the first down. So it remains 2nd and 1. It's about a foot short of the first down, I'd say.
It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Falcons. 30 seconds up to the half.
We'll see if Borelli can muster up any magic before the end of the half. It's been quiet for him so far. He's got some good scrambles downfield, but nothing really going in the passing game. So Borelli doesn't see anything he likes, takes the ball himself, brings it up to the 50, gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line with 22 seconds left. So if you're Blair Academy, one tackle in bounds and this half is over. But Borelli, with just his elusiveness, is able to keep the ball out of bounds and keep the drive alive for Peddie, as you see this replay here. So 22 seconds remaining. And they give the ball to Flaherty. He brings it up the middle for about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play.
Trying to get into hurry-up option here.
Getting into hurry-up option.
Are you going to get it off?
Borelli spikes the ball with 7 seconds left. 6 seconds left. So 3rd and 4 with 6 seconds left. Maybe enough time for one pass downfield if you can get out of bounds, but 6 seconds left doesn't leave you with much time. So Blair takes a timeout with 6 seconds left remaining in the second half. This is the Stride Network.
But I think the greatest thing is that each teacher I have is different. I go from my singers course, which is really interactive and really enthusiastic, to my English course, which is really kind of soft and reflective.
I used to always believe that it was a means to an end before Blair. You go to high school and then college and then get a job, find some happiness in between. But I found happiness within knowledge.
Blair is one of the most respected boarding schools in the country.
Our classrooms are active places.
Our education has fostered intellectual initiative and persistence.
We read closely, think clearly, analyze quantitatively, communicate effectively, and broaden our understanding of the world.
We learn what we live.
So Peddie with the last play of the half here, as Borelli throws deep, intended for Carson Vey, incomplete pass, and that will be the end of a competitive first half between Blair and Peddie. Maybe a low-scoring affair, not something you expected here, Nati. Maybe a little more points on the board. You certainly don't think Borelli's going to get shut out in the first half, but so far a good contest. And it will bring up an important second half for the winner of the Maple League. And with that, we're going to go to a commercial break on the Strive Video Network.
Never kept a journal. I always would, every Christmas, get a journal and be like, "Dear Diary." And then it lasts a day. And we're given a sketchbook. And I sketch in that almost every day. I keep little snippets of my mind in it, and I can't live without my sketchbook anymore.
The students are required to give speeches.
But I would like to share with you a few personal stories about why I always smile and why I wear bright clothing.
Getting your eye contact to certain people in certain parts of the room so you can see every single person that you're speaking to. Showing the people that, wow, that person, if he's not speaking on a stage, he's speaking to me.
I really loved Mr. Multenny's class.
We were really working on our intuitive math skills and being able to pick up new ideas on the spot. And so we're more tested in our ability to adapt to changing problems. And you're never really going to see the same kind of problem twice.
Almost every week we would be up in flight deck in his apartment. He would sit with us for like an hour explaining the problems.
sang many different songs in Miss Hilton's class. When they hear our concerts, they always comment on how many different languages we sing. She tells us the background so we can portray that through our voices.
Because we are in Blairstown and it's so beautiful. We have Appalachian Trail and all these different waterfalls all around us. It definitely inspires me to take pictures of those things and to be more aware of those things.
After taking photography, at least biking around campus, you start to notice things that you don't really notice before, even if it's just something like the stonework of the buildings or the ivy that covers everything.
We did a lot of improv. We did this one where it was like, do one thing that you do every day. And people made sandwiches, people brushed teeth. I was a freshman when I took this, so all the seniors that I had no idea who they were. And I was up there making a sandwich in front of them with imaginary bread. So I'm a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable in myself because of it.
Mrs. McMillan always says that acting is a series of playable actions. Itching your neck or tilting your head one way or even just the way you cross your legs and little things like that that I can do on stage that automatically distance myself from the character.
I was able to really understand and use Photoshop, picked a product that was already in existence and make a new kind of fresh look for it, like with a different twist. What's the secret behind you remembering some things in the real world where you're just completely bombarded with like, do this, do that, look at this, look at that.
It's so much fun to be in an hour-long class and have a discussion about Thomas Paine and common sense and how it started the revolution of America.
At Blair we can take
epidemiology,
U.S. constitutional law,
AP comparative government,
post AP science, AP computer science,
U.S. legal history,
self and society,
AP microeconomics,
architecture, engineering,
jazz ensemble,
astronomy, Roman history.
I'm in gene sequencing club now, which I never thought I would ever be doing. I find myself reading books that are on the required summer reading list, even if they're not for classes I'm taking.
I was always that student who loved sitting in the front row because he made it so exciting.
If you need help, you just need to raise your hand and there'll be like a line out the door of people being like, all right, tell me your problems.
When teachers know that students can come to them whenever they need help, they feel more comfortable with increasing the level of difficulty every day in classrooms. There's really no boundary that teachers have to set for the students. Whenever we master something, there's always something harder for us to challenge ourselves with again.
I created a promo video behind the scenes for this guy that's doing an app for the iPhone. It was basically done mostly in post-production, which was just After Effects, and I would rotoscope it, which is taking two videos, having like a base plate that's still, and then rotoscoping out something that you don't want to be in there. So right as she hit the golf ball, it disappeared, and then I added a little animated golf ball in there to kind of fling back at her, and then she caught it. And it was really weird filming because it would just be me interacting with something that wasn't there. I'm pretty sure I want to go to college for cinematography.
I used to work very tiny, very stiff, and very, very slowly. I'm now working very large, very loose. My style is more free.
Some things just look aesthetically pleasing. They have a nice negative space, they have balance, they have the golden mean, but there's no message. To convey a message, you need to introduce things from your own imagination, and sometimes when you get really into art, you don't know when you're making it up and when you're just seeing it for a different angle or seeing it from a different perspective.
so much fun to be in an hour-long class and have a discussion about Thomas Paine and common sense and how it started the revolution of America.
At Blair we can take
epidemiology,
U.S. constitutional law,
AP comparative government,
post AP science, AP computer science,
U.S. legal history,
Self and society,
AP microeconomics,
architecture, engineering,
jazz ensemble,
astronomy, Roman history.
I'm in gene sequencing club now, which I never thought I would ever be doing. I find myself reading books that are on the required summer reading list, even if they're not for classes I'm taking.
I was always that student who loved sitting in the front row because he made it so exciting.
If you need help, you just need to raise your hand and there'll be like a line out the door of people being like, all right, tell me your problems.
When teachers know that students can come to them whenever they need help, they feel more comfortable with increasing the level of difficulty every day in classrooms. There's really no boundary that teachers have to set for the students. Whenever we master something, there's always something harder for us to challenge ourselves with again.
After taking photography, at least biking around campus, you start to notice things that you don't really notice before, even if it's just something like the stonework of the buildings or the ivy that covers everything.
We did a lot of improv. We did this one where it was like, do one thing that you do every day. And people made sandwiches, people brushed teeth. I was a freshman when I took this, so all the seniors that I had no idea who they were. And I was up there making a sandwich in front of them with imaginary bread. So I'm a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable at myself because of it.
Mrs. McMillan always says that acting is a series of playable actions. Itching your neck, or tilting your head one way, or even just the way you cross your legs, and little things like that that I can do on stage that automatically distance myself from the character.
I was able to really understand and use Photoshop, picked a product that was already in existence and make a new kind of fresh look for it, like with a different twist. What's the secret behind you remembering some things in the real world where you're just completely bombarded with like, do this, do that, look at this, look at that.
I also learned from Mrs. Sykes how to like draw on what you see around you to sort of influence and integrate it into your work. I just made a teapot and I used a letter from the Cambodian alphabet as the handle because they're just such beautiful shapes.
When I first signed up for TechRow, I knew practically nothing about building things. The set last year, it moved back and forth, it turned, there was a chute for people to go down into the box that we had built. There were 4 sides, they all meant different things. There were things that slid out onto stage and then left stage, and I learned so much. Not just about which wrench is which, but kind of how to attack a situation.
Miss Baragona does a very good first assignment. She tells you to draw an apple. At least to ignore any preconceived notion of how things look.
To see all the different colors within one shade of red or within one apple.
Never kept a journal. I always would, every Christmas, get a journal and be like, Dear Diary. And then it lasts a day. And we're given a sketchbook, and I sketch in that almost every day. I keep little snippets of my mind in it, and I can't live without my sketchbook anymore.
The students are required to give speeches.
But I would like to share with you a few personal stories about why I always smile and why I wear bright clothing.
Getting your eye contact to certain people in certain parts of the room so you can see every single person that you're speaking to. Showing the people that, wow, that person, if he's not speaking on a stage, he's speaking to me.
I really loved Mr. Multenny's class.
We were really working on our intuitive math skills and being able to pick up new ideas on the spot. And so we're more tested in our ability to adapt to changing problems. And you're never really going to see the same kind of problem twice.
Almost every week we would be up in flight deck in his apartment. He would sit with us for like an hour explaining the problems.
When Mrs. Pagato is standing on the box and she's conducting us, she really translates how to play it. What I want to do is get better to be a part of an orchestra, learning how to blend together, becoming one giant instrument.
So Sam Super and Nati Akaola coming back to you from Maurice P. Shuman Field for this highly contested game so far, 13-0 between Blair and Peddie. Some of the key players we talked about earlier that have made a big impact in the game so far are Quashay Hendricks. He, of course, had that touchdown on that run. What do you think of Quashay so far in this game?
He's been doing a great job, very, very consistent. Nice big body in the middle. Any team welcome to have on both sides of the ball. And will do exactly what the fullback's job is to do, make holes and be strong and drive through it. As a linebacker defensively, he's got a great nose. He's crashing hard into the gaps and slowing down some big runs that could possibly happen.
Now, you've worked in the weight room in the past with Hendricks. What kind of guy is he?
He's a pretty big guy. He's got a great work ethic, a lot of energy, good charisma, can definitely rally troops around him, especially when you start to get into those later energy times inside the later hours of a workout where everything in your body's telling you to cease. He keeps going and fighting through.
Yeah, he certainly seems like a team leader. Another important guy to look at that we need to talk about is Ontario Taz Bateman. This kid, wow, he has the touchdown run. He has another big run that he goes out for. He has the forced fumble that Blair ends up recovering. What can you say about Taz Bateman?
I think he's definitely ready to move on to the next level. Definitely make a nice impact for any organization at the next level in college. Knows how to cover the field well. Is very patient. A lot of these young tailbacks that are really, really fast just start hitting the gap right away. He gives himself a chance to see the field and makes a choice, and it showed on his big run for his score.
Yeah, it looked like he was cornered about the 15-yard line, takes a cut from his left to his right, and takes it in for a touchdown. Taz Bateman, we've seen it all year, has shown great patience in running the football.
The other thing I like about him is he's not just your typical speed shifty back. He will lower the shoulder and fight for those extra yards as well.
Yeah, he certainly has a mean streak about him. We've noticed that for him playing corner. He's not afraid to get the contact like some of these other Darren Sproles type backs that just want to take straight to the sideline and then out of bounds. He leads the team in rushing with 1,445 yards, 1,045 yards, not including what he's done today, which is certainly going to impact his stat sheet a little bit. All-purpose yards, he's averaging a whopping 229 yards per game, all-purpose, which is insane. Another guy we need to talk about, hasn't seen much from him yet, but you expect a big game in the second half from Dominic Borelli, the quarterback from Peddie. Dominic Borelli, of course, great physical skills, has rushed the ball for over 450 yards coming into the day, has passed for over 582 yards, but so far not very much in the air for Peddie or Borelli against Blair so far.
Well, he hasn't found a need yet. I mean, they've been doing a great job out of the backfield with the 1-2 punch of Hendricks and Quayshawn. I feel like you don't really need to rush it, and I would like to see what happens in the second half. I think we saw a little bit towards the end of the first half of them with their other formation. They came out of the wishbone for a little bit and went into that shotgun formation just to kind of spread the ball about. I would expect to see a little bit more of that formation if they find themselves behind the 8 ball a little bit in the later part of the second half.
Right, and someone that they're really looking for in the wishbone when they have DeCristofaro set up in the fullback and Shelton at the tight end is, if you have a lone bright spot in this first half for Peddie, it's Jesse Flaherty. Jesse Flaherty, 678 yards and 12 touchdowns coming into the game, has really done the bulk of the carries or the yards for this Peddie team in the first half. What do you expect to see from Flaherty in the second half?
I expect to see the same exact thing. I think he's going to want that fumble back. There's not much you can do about it. That was just a great job by Mr. Bateman putting the helmet on the ball. You'll see him to continue to fight. He's got a great heart, great athlete. He'll still continue to make those decisions moving forward. Defensively, I think he'll even turn up his motor even more, trying to get to the ball even faster, even quicker.
Right. Great game so far out of Jesse Flaherty. We've mentioned it before. Him has come from a championship pedigree. Members of his family. Great little tidbit about his grandfather, actually. His grandfather, I saw this on ESPN Game Day one time. His grandfather has actually never missed a day of running in almost 40 years.
That's amazing. That's called commitment, and it's definitely showing down through the generation here with his grandson. He's just very committed, keeps driving. I mean, there's a couple of times you would have thought that he would stop for a loss or stopped at the line, and he keeps those feet going, and he finds himself some extra yardage here.
Okay. Some of the stats we have so far in this game, Taz Bateman has 10 carries for 114 yards at a touchdown. So in adding up the totals from before today, Taz Bateman has 1,155 rushing yards, and he's now up to 12 touchdowns on the season. Quashay Hendricks with 30 yards on 7 carries for a touchdown. And Flaherty, as we mentioned, has 71 rushing yards so far in this game. So that's the Strive Video Network, and we're going to be right back. This is Sam and Nati Akaola. Thank you.
And 0-1. This one is crushed.
Fires and scores!
Driving to the left, spin move, and there it is.
Forget about this one.
Puts up a floater, high off the glass.
Create a promo video behind the scenes for this guy that's doing an app for the iPhone. It was basically done mostly in post-production, which was just After Effects, and I would rotoscope it, which is taking 2 videos, having like a base plate that's still, and then rotoscoping out something that you don't want to be in there. So right as she hit the golf ball, it disappeared, and then I added a little animated golf ball in there to kind of fling back at her, and then she caught it. And it was really weird filming because it would just be me interacting with something that wasn't there. I'm pretty sure I want to go to college for cinematography.
I used to work very tiny, very stiff, and very, very slowly. I'm now working very large, very loose. My style is more free.
Some things just look aesthetically pleasing. They have a nice negative space, they have balance, they have the golden mean, but there's no message. To convey a message, you need to introduce things from your own imagination, and sometimes when you get really into art, you don't know when you're making it up and when you're just seeing it for a different angle or seeing it from a different perspective.
Something like that?
I took Blair Academy Singers with Miss Hilton. She'll have us walk around the room to the rhythm or the beat, and if there's another rhythm going on from another section, we'll tap it on our shoulder at the same time, or really try to understand the movement of the piece through our bodies. We have competitions with the other sections, sopranos against tenors, to see who can mess the other one up while we're doing a round. She's helped me find my range more. She's introduced me to so many different types of music. Her personality is just completely contagious.
French 2. I took it with Miss Bowditch, and she kind of put us in a little France in the classroom. She'd get us out of our seats and have us walk around campus having conversations with people in French.
Mr. Eckert, I would say, is a pretty hands-off teacher.
He wouldn't really just focus on the dates and the names. He'd want us to know why Ulysses Grant did this and this.
When Mrs. Pagato is standing on the box and she's conducting us, she really translates how to play it What I want to do is get better to be a part of an orchestra, learning how to blend together, becoming one giant instrument.
And we're back for the second half of Blair versus Peddie in this 13-0 game. Blair Academy up right now. Some numbers also to leave you with. We mentioned Flaherty had 13 carries for Peddie for 71 yards. Borelli, only 2 of 7 passing for 18 yards, but he does have 8 carries for 61 yards, Nati. And so we have Mike Park back, and he's going to kick it off to Flaherty. Low kick, and it is brought down by number 40, Jason Miser for Peddie. Kind of a poor kick from Park, and Peddie will get the ball to start the third quarter, 11:55 in the quarter. And they're starting on their own 25-yard line. So we'll see what we can get out of Borelli, who has been productive running the ball, but hasn't done much in the passing game. Certainly, Blair has done a good job bottling him up so far. We'll see if they can continue that trend. You got Vey and De Laurentiis as the wide receivers. De Cristofaro motioned as the fullback. Flaherty with the carry. Keeps his legs churning, gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. So it's actually a 6-yard carry for Flaherty. We'll bring up 2nd and 4 with 11:34 and ticking in this second half. Flaherty, a post-grad from Red Bank Catholic. And Borelli hands it off to Flaherty again, who gets close to the first down marker, but about a yard short. We'll bring up 3rd and 1.
I like that these coaches continue to trust their game. The kids are still playing for them. 2 handoffs, same play, coming right back to Flaherty, just driving right back up, and that just shows that heart of that offense, and hopefully get things swinging their way in the second half. Every football game has 2 halves. See how it finishes out.
Yeah, Coach De Laurentiis isn't trying to be anything that he's not. He's going with what's worked in the first half, and so far, Flaherty is what's been working for him. So continue to see a heavy dose of him as he gets another carry.
Good job. It's ball.
And there's a fumble on the play.
Ball came loose on the play.
Looks like it's going to remain Peddie football. It's 4th and a long yard. Looks like Peddie's going to go for it here. Down 13-0. Just under 10 minutes now in this third quarter. And here it is to Flaherty. And Peddie moves the chains. So Blair knew it was going to Flaherty. Probably Peddie knew it was going to Flaherty. I knew it was going to Flaherty. Still can't stop it, right?
Still cannot stop it. The kid will continue to drive for it, and you got to trust the tailback that's going to do that for you. It's exciting playing coming on the backfield here. Keep the momentum on their side. Let's see if they can finish this one off and drive it down the field.
Jesse Flaherty's last game against Hun, he had 134 yards on 23 carries. And he has 12 touchdowns on the season. So Borelli in the shotgun. Flaherty behind him. And they hand it off to Flaherty once again. He takes it to the outside. Gets about 4 yards on the play.
Flaherty on the carry. Pickup around 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Falcons.
So 2nd and 6 for Peddie with 8:50 and change in this third quarter. Ball on their 37-yard line. You got to expect a play action at some point with all these gives to Flaherty. You got trips on the left side, bottom of your screen. Borelli scrambles out to the right side. It's a designed run. He breaks a tackle from Andrew Parsons, takes it up for a first down, where the play is made by Blair's number 32, J.V. Lewis.
I love that there's no panic out of this Peddie offense, just a sense of urgency. They're trying to speed up the tempo a little bit, and it seems to be working so far, fresh out of the second half here.
As you can see on the replay, Borelli takes the design run, breaks a tackle from Parsons, and is able to take it for the first down. So Borelli's been able to get a lot going on his legs through the running game. We'll see if he can get these wide receivers involved as Flaherty gets another carry, and he takes the ball for 8 yards. Nice run on first down from Peddie as they continue to churn the ball.
Doesn't seem like this Blair defense likes this tempo that this Peddie offense is bringing, and it's been working really, really well for this offense.
Tackle on the play by Tyler Saylor for Blair. Yeah, Peddie's just, they're running the ball. There's a sense of urgency, but they're not rushed, as you said. They know that they need to get some points on the board. Borelli fakes the handoff to Flaherty.
Get open.
Can't find anything to pass the ball. Good pressure from number 66 for Blair, Mike Schiffert. And you got to credit Mike Schiffert a lot on that play, because if Mike Schiffert's not there, Borelli gets the time that he needs to make that play. But great penetration from the captain of this football team, Mike Schiffert. As you can see, leads the team in tackles, has 4.5 tackles for loss, a sack, and he's also getting heavily recruited as one of the best long snappers in the country. So 3rd and 3, 13-0 Blair Academy, 6:30 remaining. Reverse. Peddie gives the reverse, and it's going to De Laurentiis.
Nice job by Quashe.
Quashe Hendricks wasn't fooled on that play, sniffs it out and tackles him for a loss. As you can see, Quashe Hendricks, coming from the linebacker position, cuts to the outside and is able to make a tackle before De Laurentiis can get to the sideline for a first down. It's under 6 minutes left, 4th and 6. Peddie's punting the ball deep to Taz Bateman. Taz Bateman makes the fair catch.
Fair catch by Bateman on the 23-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers.
So the Buccaneers will get the ball on the 23-yard line in the third quarter. 5:44 in this third quarter remaining. 13-0 Blair Academy as they get the ball for the first time in the second half. Blair Academy doing what they do best, running the football. On average, they outrun their opponent by 122 yards per game.
They drove him like 6 yards.
And here comes Hendricks with another run up the middle. Picks up about 4 yards. Will bring up at 2nd and 6 with 5:30 remaining.
You got to respect Hendricks' endurance, able to come back with a big run and play a defensive stop, and then come right back in and punch the ball right up the gut.
Yeah, one thing you can't question about Hendricks is his motor. This kid doesn't take plays off. So Jasic fakes the handoff to Hendricks, gives it to Bateman. Bateman cuts it up the middle and takes it for a first down. Tackle made by Jude Lindbergh, number 52, and number 50, Marlik Torre for Peddie. Under 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Blair really controlling the tempo of this game now, rushing the football. Like Tom Monafoletto says, no one runs the bone like Coach Stone, and it's being evident at this point. Hendricks gets the carry, gets maybe a yard.
Hendricks on the carry. Stop by number 9, Joey DeCristofaro. Pick up a 1 on the play.
Joey DeCristofaro makes the tackle for Peddie, and it brings up 2nd and 9 with 4:19 remaining in the third quarter. Still 13-0 Blair Academy. Blair lines up with Ben Castle as the lone wide receiver, and the give is to Bateman. And he gets nothing as he is met immediately by 2 Peddie Falcons, Lucas Niglio and David Rislick.
Bateman on the carry, tripped up by number 61.
David Rislick.
Pick up a 3 on the play.
Coaches call David Rislick a big teddy bear. Says people, De Laurentiis says people see him and they think he's a scary monster, but he couldn't be a polite and easygoing guy. Good student, good citizen. Seems to be an overall well-liked guy in that locker room for Peddie. So 3rd and 11, 3:20 and change. Ball on the 39-yard line for Blair. Jasic pitches the ball to Bateman. It's got blockers up front from Hendricks, and Bateman takes it down the sideline past the 50 for a first down.
There is a flag on the play.
Flag pending on this play, so we'll see if it remains a first down for Blair Academy.
So holding on the Buccaneers.
So the play is brought back as there's a hold on the Buccaneers. We'll see what Coach De Laurentiis wants to do on this play. As the Peddie team gets into it with a "you can't do that" chant. Certainly a lot of school spirit on hand today. You hear the cowbells. People dressed up head to toe in Peddie gear. You got different horns and whistles going on. Festive day here at Maurice P. Shuman Field.
Third and about 18.
So Blair backed up to 3rd and 18 as Peddie accepts the penalty. Ball on their own 39-yard line. Bateman in motion. They fake the pitch to him, pass the ball, and it is thrown at the feet of Justice Nance, the freshman wide receiver.
Once again, a great job by the Peddie defense, being relentless, not allowing.
So with 2:59 in the third quarter,
That's another great job by the Peddie defense, being relentless. Great coverage.
Yeah, so that brings up a 4th and 18. Jasic backed up. Jasic Punk is ready to punt with Flaherty back to receive. Of course, Blair players cognizant about what happened earlier in the game with the punting snafu by Peddie, and the ball is down on the 48-yard line. 2:48 remaining in this third quarter. 13-0 Blair. Peddie needs to get something going here, Nati.
They definitely need to. They got to get some momentum. Defense has been doing a great job for them. It's time there for the offense to show their defense a little bit of love and get them a touchdown. The Peddie fans have also been relentless, keeping cheering for their guys, and hopefully they can make something happen here.
The Peddie fans have certainly been the 12th man this game. We'll see if we can see anything out of Carson Vey. And option play by Borelli. He pitches the ball to Flaherty. Flaherty breaks a couple tackles, brings the ball up for what looks like a first down.
Broke a few tackles on the play. Finally brought down by number 10, Andrew Parsons.
Excuse me, that is not a first
6
down.
on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Peddie.
So that's only a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4 for Peddie. They keep.
That was a hard-earned 6 yards that they gained, and that's been the story for them. Working really hard to gain a little, but hopefully they'll be able to get a big play going their way.
Yeah, it kind of symbolizes the day Flaherty's been having. He's been getting yards, but he has had to work for them, just like he's working for this first down that he just got here on the handoff from Borelli. Tackle made by Parsons, and number 55 for Blair, Tyler Saylor.
Brought down by number 55, Tyler Saylor. That's good for another Falcon first down.
So the Falcons move the chains, 1:55 and change left in this third quarter. First and 10 for the Falcons.
37-yard line.
We got De Laurentiis and Vey on the left side. 2 wide receivers on the right side. Borelli back. He takes the ball for a run. Breaks a tackle. Gets a couple yards. Mike Schiffert.
Brought down by number 66, Mike Schiffert.
Mike Schiffert makes the play.
He's 2nd and 6 for the Falcons.
The leading tackler for Blair Academy this season.
So they have Flaherty on the sideline, get a little bit of a rest there. He's been working really hard for them.
Yeah, and he deserves it. So we got Blair Academy here, 2nd and 6 with a minute left in this third quarter. Ball on the 32-yard line. Looking to drive downfield. Cowbells in full force as Shelton shifts over to the right side. And the give for Peddie is to number 22, Justin Blakeson Phipps on the carry. So just 30 seconds left and ticking for Blair Academy. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
Flaherty's back in the game.
And the breather was over for Flaherty after he sits out maybe 2 plays.
It's almost like you have to respect that. They're probably going to hand it off to him right up the middle.
We'll see if Borelli can get a play off before the half. And the ball goes to Flaherty, who probably just went to get a drink of water. And he picks up 3, gets the first down, and that's the end of the third quarter. The score: Blair 13, Peddie 0. This is the Strive Video Network.
We sang many different songs in Miss Hilton's class. When they hear our concerts, they always comment on how many different languages we sing. She tells us the background so we can portray that through our voices.
Because we are in Blairstown and it's so beautiful. We have Appalachian Trail and all these different waterfalls all around us. It definitely inspires me to take pictures of those things and to be more aware of those things.
And we're back in the Strive Network to give you this fourth quarter as Blair and Peddie get ready with 12 minutes remaining in this contest for the MAPL Championship. Borelli gives the ball to Flaherty. He gets a couple yards before he is met by number 10, number 10, Lucas Niglio. And as we're looking at the crowd right now, you see a slew of people coming from the tennis courts as Blair just defeated Peddie to force a 5-5 tie between Blair and Peddie for the Potter Kelly Cup. So that adds a little bit of significance to this because the winner of this contest will not only win the Maple League Championship for football, but will also win the Potter Kelly Cup for their respective squad. Borelli hands the ball off to Flaherty again. He follows to Cristofaro up the line for a couple more yards. Should bring up about 3rd and 5.
Flaherty on the carry. Pick from around 3, brought down by 55, Tyler Saylor. 3rd and 5 for the Falcons on the Blair 19-yard line.
So 3rd and 5 for the Falcons on the Blair 19-yard line. 11 minutes and change remaining in this contest. Big play right here for Peddie.
See if they can put some points on the board here. Definitely got a lot of momentum.
Borelli gives the ball to Flaherty again.
Find some daylight.
He makes a cut on Parsons and brings it up for a 1st down to about the 11-yard line.
Whistle was already blown.
Yeah, ball was down. There's no fumble on the play.
And this crowd is definitely excited for that run. They're definitely in the red zone. Very close. Been in it all day.
As you can see here from Flaherty, he brings the ball straight up the gut. Gets the 1st down, and now it's 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. We'll see if Peddie can get in the end zone. Borelli in the shotgun.
Oh.
Gives it to Flaherty, who is met immediately by Quashay Hendricks. Big play from the big man, Quashay.
It was almost as if he was untouched.
Yeah, I don't know. There must have been a misassignment on that play, but he had a clear path to the running back.
2nd and 12 for Peddie.
So that will bring up 2nd and 12 for Peddie. 9:50 remaining in the ball game. Peddie in the red zone. Obvious scoring situation here. They need to get on the board to make this a one-possession game. As the crowd louds with their "Let's go Peddie." Borelli takes the ball himself, brings it all the way. What's the call here? Looks like he's short about a yard of the goal line, but a 1st down.
No hand signals yet.
No hand signals for a 1st down. No hand signals for a touchdown. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 on the 1-yard line for Peddie.
Going to bring out the sticks, see if they can get a fresh set of 4 downs here.
Crucial decision here for Frank Laurentis as the refs come out here and measure it. And it looks like it's going to be short of the 1st down. So it's going to be 3rd and inches, maybe 3rd and 1 for Peddie.
3rd and inches for the Falcons, just outside the 1-yard line.
And if you're Peddie here, this is the Jesse Flaherty territory for you.
This is absolute, and Blair definitely knows it. Let's see if they can stop. They haven't been able to stop in the open field, but sometimes the red zone, you find a way to step it on up.
So we'll see if Peddie is able to capitalize on the 1-yard line. And the give, of course, is to Flaherty, and he brings it into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Jesse Flaherty, as this crowd ignites with excitement.
And Mr. Flaherty definitely deserves that score there. He's been working hard all day on both halves of this game for this Peddie team.
So the score is now 13-6, barring the extra point from Peddie. As you can see here on the replay, Flaherty evades a tackle by Andrew Parsons and takes it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Just a great job by the tailback to know that there was no daylight, to turn it up to the outside and fight for something.
So number 4, Dylan Clancy, back to kick. Oh, and the kick is no good. No good from Dylan Clancy. The hold by Dominic Borelli. So the score is 13-6. 9:16 remaining in the game for Blair versus Peddie. And we'll be back in a minute. This is the Stride Network.
create a promo video behind the scenes for this guy that's doing an app for the iPhone. It was basically done mostly in post-production, which was just After Effects, and I would rotoscope it, which is taking 2 videos, having like a base plate that's still, and then rotoscoping out something that you don't want to be in there. So right as she hit the golf ball, it disappeared, and then I added a little animated golf ball in there to kind of fling back at her, and then she caught it. And it was really weird filming because it would just be me interacting with something that wasn't there. I'm pretty sure I want to go to college for cinematography.
I used to work very tiny, very stiff, and...
So, Jesse Flaherty with another touchdown, making it 13 touchdowns on the season for him, as he has been carrying this team all day and has really been one of the lone bright spots for this offense for Peddie. As number 11 for Peddie, Dan Risco kicking the ball off. Bateman back to receive.
Quayshawn gets it.
Shallow kick to Quayshawn Hendricks, who truck sticks a Peddie defender. Takes the ball up to about the 43, maybe 44-yard line. You could hear that hit from up here.
I mean, all you can do with a big guy like that coming in at full speed is you got to get down, become just a roadblock, and hope to trip him up, and that's what they did there.
So 9:11 remaining in the fourth quarter. 13-6 Blair. Peddie got what they needed. They got a long drive. They sustained it. They scored. And this crowd is feeling the momentum shift, as you can see here.
Let's see if this Peddie defense can hold up to what they've been doing all day, which is really coming up with some big plays, big stops.
Yeah, if there's any time that Peddie needs a defense, it's right now, as Borelli hands the ball off to Hendricks.
Oh.
And Hendricks takes it, breaks the tackle, keeps going to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, down to about the 38, maybe 37-yard line. Great play by Quashay Hendricks. Gain of 18 on the play.
Looks like there's a player down on the field.
And, yeah, an injured player on the field for Peddie as we look at this last run by Hendricks. Hendricks takes it right up the gut, then cuts it outside where he breaks a tackle and brings it to about the 37-yard line. Can't see what the injury is on the play. Looks like they're stretching out the hamstring of this Peddie player. Hopefully he's okay. So again, the Potter Kelly Cup, which has been around since 1988 and is the ideals of sportsmanship and competition and epitomized by the rivalry between Peddie and Blair. And it all comes down to this fourth quarter and 9 minutes remaining as Blair looks to maintain their lead 13-6 over a Peddie team that wants nothing more than to score a touchdown, go up by 1, and win this MAPL championship for the Peddie Falcons. As we look in on this injured player, looks like they're taking a look at now his hamstring area. And we're going to take a break in the Strive Video Network.
After taking photography, at least biking around campus, you start to notice things that you don't really notice before, even if it's just something like the stonework of the buildings or the ivy that covers everything.
We did a lot of improv. We did this one where it was like, do one thing that you do every day. And people made sandwiches, people brushed teeth. I was a freshman when I took this, so all the seniors that I had no idea who they were.
So we come back to Peddie versus Blair as the injured player was Jude Lindbergh, who's come off the field, the captain for this Peddie roster. As we go back to game footage with 8:55 and change remaining in this final quarter of play, as the handoff goes to Bateman, and Bateman takes it up for a first down. Blair looking nothing more than to churn the clock down in this game, Nati.
Pick up of 9 on the play. 2nd and 1 for the Buccaneers.
Looks like they want to take as much time off the clock as they maintain this lead.
What better duo to do that with that backfield they have there? It's able to create some space, continue to run, continue to move, finding gaps.
certainly a big void is going to need to be filled next year when both these running backs leave for Blair Academy, as Hendricks gets the carry this time on 2nd and 2, and he brings it for a first down.
Hendricks on the carry.
2 hands on the ball. Power to the tight end is good.
Brought down by several Falcons. Pickup of 1 on the play, but it's good for a Blair first down.
So 8:14 remaining in this fourth quarter. 13-6 Blair in this highly contested game to decide the MAPL championship. Jasic lined up 3 running backs behind him in the wishbone. He fakes the handoff to Hendrick, gives it to Bateman. Bateman is brought down by number 9, Joey DeCristofaro for Peddie. Gain of 5 yards. Gain of 4 yards, excuse me. So Blair has the ball on the 37-yard line with 7:30 and ticking in this game.
Just doing a great job, being patient, taking their time, marching it down the field.
Yeah, no need to invent the wheel here, hurry things up or anything like that. Just take what you give them. As Jasic gives the ball to Bateman, who makes a cut and takes the ball for a first down. Nice little shifty move by Taz Bateman there.
Bateman again on the carry. Picked up 5 on the play.
Great job by the D-line to get some penetration, but with Bateman in his feet, he can create space.
Yeah, that play should have been a loss, but he makes a quick juke move, takes the ball to the sideline, and is able to pick up the first down, keep the chains moving with 7:15 remaining in this fourth quarter. Blair with the ball on the 20-yard line. Looks like there's some equipment malfunction on one of the players for Blair Academy that they're working on right now. Big number 76 for Blair, James Atkins. Looks like it might be a shoulder injury from the way that the trainer's looking at him. Might not be a wardrobe malfunction.
He's got to come off the field now.
Yeah, high school rules, you have to come out one play. So we'll see if he comes back in the remainder of this game.
Definitely a big guy that'll be missed on the front there.
Yeah, he is quite a presence.
See if that changes anything for this this exciting Blair offense.
So 7 minutes remaining in this contest. 13-6 Blair. The give is to Hendricks. And he is brought down by a slew of Peddie Falcons, including Michael Ferrero on the play.
And that's what we've been looking for Peddie's defense to step up once again, and they have. Flying around to the ball. Let's keep their energy high.
Now, the big thing for Peddie here is you can't give up any points.
Cannot give up any more.
You can't make this a 2-possession game with the way that Blair's been running the ball. You might not ever get the ball back. So this is big here to see if Peddie can hold them to a field goal, maybe see if they can make something happen in special teams. Tall task to ask for from Peddie against this vaunted Blair rushing attack. Hard count for Jasic, and he gets Peddie to jump. False start on Peddie.
Offside with the Peddie defense, a 5-yard penalty.
You got to appreciate the aggression, but you got to show great discipline, especially in times like this. Penalties can cost you.
Yeah, discipline a huge thing, especially in the game of football. But right then and there, in the fourth quarter, you had a team 2nd and 9, and you give up 5 extra yards. Not something you want to do. Pinned up deep in your own territory, looking to try not to give up a score. As Jasic gives the ball to Bateman. Bateman is brought down in the backfield by.
One of the great things that I like about this Peddie defense, especially today, even if they made an error or mistake, they just get right back into a lineup and come up with a huge play like they just did. A great stop by that defense.
Yeah, great stop by the defense. Tackle made by number 17, Brad Ryder. Also, Lucas Niglio helping out on the play. as we get 5:30 remaining in this contest. 3rd and 5 for the Blair Buccaneers. As the Peddie fans cheer defense on this big play. Jasek gives the ball to Bateman.
Tries to change fields.
Bateman turns around, doesn't see what he likes, gets tackled by number 77, David Rizlick. Kind of lost his footing there on that play.
And it's just a testament once again to this great defense, forcing Bateman to change fields. Something he hasn't done all day, which is get tackled for a loss when he has the ball in his hands and running. It's a great job.
So 4th and 11 now for Blair Academy. We'll see what the call is from Coach Stone here. Hasn't been a lot of trust in the kicking game, but it looks like they're bringing out Mike Park to attempt the field goal.
Oh, got flags down.
Flag down. We'll see what this laundry on the field indicates. So, Peddie with 12 men on the field as number 77, David Rizlick, comes off the field for Peddie.
5-yard penalty.
And that is a 5-yard penalty on the play. So Peddie gives Blair a more manageable field goal, making it from a 4th and 11 to about a 4th and 6. We'll see what Mike Park does here. Oh, and the snap is bobbled. Park with the football. He is brought down by number 17 for Peddie, Brad Ryder, and no points on the board as Peddie gets the ball back with 4:20 remaining, down 13-6. Huge turn of events there.
Great job defensively. Kept themselves going no matter what. Now it's time for the offense to turn it up, show their defense some love, and take a nice little drive down to the other side of this field.
As you can see, the Peddie fans screaming Zombie Nation as they celebrate the missed field goal by Blair. As you can see from the replay, which we'll have to come back to, Borelli hikes the ball, scrambles out to the right, gets a
big block by
good
Flaherty.
block by Flaherty, and he is brought down by 2 Blair Academy players, number 76, James Atkins, who seems to be healthy, and Tyler Saylor pick up a 5 on the play. As you see on the replay, bobbled the snap from long snapper Mike Schiffert. And that brings up 3:55 and change remaining in this contest, 2nd and 5. Peddie with the ball on their 30, looking to drive to put this game and this season away. Borelli hikes the ball, gives it to Flaherty, who gets an extra couple yards. You like the second effort on that with the dive.
Flaherty just keeps his feet trucking and keeps fighting all the way down that field. If that's what they're going to need to take to get the score, they're going to keep doing that as an offense.
And that extra effort gets them the first down. So it's now 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. 3:30 remaining in the ball game. Borelli hasn't had a great game, but he has a chance to win it for Peddie on this contest. James Atkins has something else to say about that as he makes a big play in the backfield. Flaherty gets only 1 yard on the carry. As you can see, James Atkins all season being disruptive for this Blair D-line. 2nd and 9, under 3 minutes remaining in the contest. De Laurentiis and Carson, the wide receivers, with De Cristofaro and Flaherty as the running backs. Borelli looking downfield, doesn't see what he likes. Throws the ball out of bounds. De Laurentiis, the intended wide receiver. And you like a play like that out of your quarterback. You know, you see something you don't like, throw it away.
Yeah, it's a great job, doesn't lose any yardage, has great sense, gets out of the pocket.
So 3rd and 9 here for Peddie. 2:43 remaining left in this Maple Championship football game. This game not deciding not only the Maple Championship, but also the Potter Kelly Cup. In this long, storied football tradition dating back to 1903. Borelli gives the ball to Flaherty. who gets short of the first down. 6, maybe 7 yards on the carry.
4th and 5 for the Peddie Falcons with 2:20 to go.
So that brings up 4th and 5 now.
There's a timeout on the field called by the Peddie Falcons.
Timeout by Peddie with 2:27 remaining in the football game. As we take a look at Jesse Flaherty again. 678 yards, not including the over 100 yards he has rushing today. And we'll see what happens with Peddie.
You got to look at this offense to go for it. I mean, Blair's been doing a great job once they get the ball offensively to slow the clock down, take their time. It takes a long time to get the ball back. As a Peddie offense, you have to go for it. You got to take it down the field.
So 4th and 3, game on the line. You got your dual threat quarterback who's housing a standing running game, and you got Flaherty here. So I don't know if I'm you, but if I'm De Laurentiis, I'm looking to run the football here.
I mean, you're hoping your receivers can definitely air it out. I mean, they're going to look for you to stop for the run. I mean, you trust it. Let's see what they go for.
So Peddie has trips at the bottom of your field. Borelli has the ball, goes to the left, designed run. Gets the first down on the read option. He saw Flaherty to his left side, decided not to pitch it, kept him himself, and Borelli picks up the first down with 2:21 remaining in this football game. Borelli looking up to hurry up this offense.
It just seems like they all are in sync now. They understand that if they give up this ball and they lose it, that'll be it for them. So they're going to continue to fight. Look at this Peddie offense to continue to fight for the rest of this yardage.
So Borelli, commanding this offense, just under 2 minutes, got trips from the right side. Borelli scrambles to his right, looks downfield, doesn't see anything he likes, takes it, breaks a tackle, brings it for another first down. Andrew Parsons, number 10, making the tackle. Excuse me, it's not a first down. That's a gain of 8 yards on the play. So 1:48 remaining. Oh, and it seems to be a miscommunication from the refs as it is a first down. So gain of 10 for Borelli on the quarterback keeper. First down, 1:48 remaining. 13-6 Blair.
Borelli takes a big hit but gets right back under the snap, and that's what you need out of a great leader on your offense.
Yeah, Borelli is looking tired right now. You could tell. He's had a lot of great runs. Shelton goes in motion as the tight end for this Peddie team. Flaherty gets the carry here, and Parsons makes the tackle after Flaherty gets about 7 yards, maybe 8 yards.
Clock's taken away.
Clock is ticking away. Minute 23 left in this ball game. 2nd and 4 on the 47-yard line for
Now
Peddie.
we start to see a little change of pace out of that Peddie offense. Little sense of urgency.
Flaherty,
Still no panic.
Flaherty also walking a little gingerly. These guys are tired. Minute 09 as the clock turns away, as Flaherty gets the carry again, busts the ball to the outside for the first down, is tackled by Parsons, but he has tackled what looks to be inbounds. So this clock will start moving again once the chains are reset. As Peddie gets another first down.
We're under a minute here.
Minute left in this ball game. 13-6. And folks, this is for the marbles. This is it. This Peddie crowd is loud and they are here. You can hear them, and they are trying to will this team to a victory. So Blair Academy calls a timeout with 59 seconds remaining in the ball game. As we take a look at Coach Stone here, he needs to get his defense to get a stop here.
He definitely does. They need to probably took this timeout to let them get a little bit of a breath so they can come out firing hard like they've been doing for the beginning of this game.
Yeah, not a bad timeout. Give your D-line a chance to catch their breather a little bit as we see the crowd going crazy with the Zombie Nation chant.
Try to slow down some of that momentum Peddie's offense was picking up right off the gate. A lot of broken plays, but still being able to create first down opportunities.
All right. Nati, you're Frank De Laurentiis here. Your team's been driving the ball downfield. You've been getting consistently good drive. What do you expect here for this last portion of the field on the 47-yard line?
Well, what I'm looking for is my my receivers to start to wake up, run their patterns hard, give my quarterback an option so we're not so one-dimensional. I mean, they've been running hard for us, but I need one of these receivers to do something great.
So 59 seconds left. Borelli back, looking to pass downfield. Doesn't see anything he likes. Gets a call, what looks like to be a hold. And this play is probably coming back. Number 78 for Peddie, Michael Peters. And what looks like an obvious holding call against Peddie here.
I don't expect this Peddie offense to lose any heart or momentum. They've been here before. They've had a couple penalties all day, but they've found a way to rise to the occasion. And I expect them to do the same thing in this situation.
I agree. One receiver's name that we haven't said much in this game, but he's a big impact, is Carson Vey. Carson Vey last week had 3 catches for 94 yards. Not last week, excuse me, against Elville. He also had a touchdown against Mercersburg. He's a pretty good performer. We just haven't seen much of him today. We'll see if Borelli looks for him in this fourth quarter with 1 minute left. As Borelli hikes the ball, takes it himself on the option. Gets a good chunk of yards here. Maybe about 6-7 yards here. Tackled by Hendricks as Peddie calls a timeout here with 30 seconds left in the ball game.
Peddie offense definitely would like to be able to air that ball out. They just need something to happen. They're not going to be able to get it on the ground. Not with this Blair defense. They're going to start to tighten it up.
So Blair has 2 timeouts remaining in this game. Peddie is down to their final timeout as we go for a 2nd and 10 with the ball on the 47-yard line. Peddie really needs a big play here out of Borelli if they want to keep their MAPL championship hopes alive, as it's actually 2nd and 20 now on the run from Borelli on the last play. Preston De Laurentiis, another name we haven't said much in this ball game. Look for an impact here, and he has Ben Castle guarding him for Blair as a corner. And Borelli gives the ball to Flaherty, and it's a pass, and the pass is to De Laurentiis to the 10. He breaks the tackle, and he is out of bounds at the 9-yard line with 19 seconds. Huge catch by De Laurentiis, who was just mentioned earlier. And
this is what that Peddie offense needed.
Yeah, a little trickeration play right there. Borelli hasn't been doing it for you in the passing game. So give the ball to Flaherty, who throws the ball for a nice 30-yard gain.
What a nice all-round athlete. It's nice to have that little trick up your sleeve where your tailback who's been punishing all day is able to get rid of that ball and throw it.
Clock keeps running. 10 seconds left in this ball game. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. As Peddie calls a timeout with 4 seconds remaining in the football game. Some poor clock management after the big play. First you had De Laurentiis, who gets the big catch, tries to juke a player instead of getting out of bounds to save some clock. As you look here on Jasic, as you look here as Flaherty, who gets the handoff from Borelli, passes the ball to De Laurentiis, and that's what I'm talking about right there. He doesn't get out of bounds. You could have saved yourself about 10 seconds there on that play.
And sometimes, the excitement and the passion of the play takes over, but you got to have a heads up, and you got to start to, as he starts to mature, he's going to know that with the time there, he's going to have to get out of bounds.
So De Laurentiis breaks the tackle by number 22, Kyle Jasic, and then stays in bounds. Finally is brought down, and with the poor clock management, you are down to the final play of the game for Peddie Falcons with 4 seconds left.
You can expect this crowd to get nice and loud when they start to take this whistle in.
So this is it, folks. This is for the MAPL Championship and the Potter Kelly Cup. 1 play left.
Flaherty in the backfield.
Flaherty in the backfield. Borelli back to pass. As he looks. Pass play is picked off by Del Terrace as he gets ball. And Blair wins the football game and the Maple League Championship as the crowd storms the field. Interception by Dalteris on the pass from Borelli, intended for the pass was intended for De Laurentiis, as heartbreak for Peddie leads to a victory for Blair Academy.
And well learned on both sides of the ball. I mean, both teams was relentless. Both teams never gave up, and it just happened to fall in the favor of Blair this time.
So Peddie gets the passing play they finally want. They drive down the field, and poor clock management, not getting out of bounds, leaves you with 4 seconds left. As we see here, Dominic Borelli on the last play of game scrambles to his right side with heavy pressure coming from Quashay Hendricks, and the ball is tipped to Dalteris for the interception, as Blair Academy wins the game and wins the Maple League Championship, going undefeated in Maple League play, 5-0, with an overall record of 6-2 on the season. Peddie, of course, drops to 5-3 on the season. For Sam Super and Nati Akaola, this is Strive, and this is the football game. Football game.